Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and we're going to be looking at a new product that I received recently from a company called Striker. I've been following their products for quite some time, and I was been pretty intrigued by the type of products that they produce, primarily lighting solutions. So moving into a new house, one of the things that I found is I have a 3-car garage, and lighting is obviously a little difficult because you're always going to have those areas of the garage that are still going to be dark depending on what type of lighting you use. So right now in my garage, again, it's a 3-car garage. It has 2 main light bulbs, and then I actually kind of rigged a light bar that I purchased at Harbor Freight, and to give me a little bit more light in one of the sides. But then when I saw that they had released this system right here called MPI, which is Multi-Point Illumination, I decided to reach out to Striker and ask if they would be interested in sending it over so I can check it out, install it in my garage, and see what it does. And they were gracious enough to go ahead and do that. So here it is. Again, this is the MPI, or Multi-Point Illumination System from Striker, right up here. So basically what this is it's a light that you screw into a regular light socket. So again, there's no need to rewire anything or anything like that. And it gives you some pretty good light output, 360-degree output. But also, you have these different multi-illumination points, which is where the name comes from. So it actually gives you entire room lighting, meaning you can actually adjust the smaller pucks here. So if you guys can see, they're like little pucks outside. So you stretch them out from the main light, and then that'll give you the ability to put light in other areas where you would normally not have light. So like in a corner, or maybe over a certain specific space or something like that, you can go ahead and get that going. So again, I thought this was a really awesome option. Again, the fact that you don't have to rewire anything or get an electrician to wire anything. You just screw it into a standard light bulb or light socket, as you can see. It's as easy as screwing in a light bulb, because basically that's what you're doing, is you're screwing it into an existing light fixture. You get 7,500 true lumens, which is really nice. Obviously, all you flashlight snobs out there, you know about lumens and whatnot. So this is going to give you some really great light output, LED light output. It's cast aluminum, so it's nice and sturdy, so you're not going to get like plastic pieces or anything like that. And then you do have a cable management system that go from the main base to the smaller portions there. Obviously LED, and then you also have adjustable motion sensors, which was really cool. So again, if you don't want to worry about having to turn the light on or off or anything like that, you can go ahead and do that. Last thing I wanted to show you guys down here is the actual color temperature. So this does fall at 5,400 K, so it's right in between neutral light and cool white, which is good, because I prefer the cooler white lights in basically everything that, my rooms and garage and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get this open so you can see everything that comes with it. Alright, before we get into the box, I just want to kind of show you all around it. And the back here just gives you a little bit more of a breakdown. So again, you have that main section, the one that will screw into the standard light socket. And then you have the 4 pods, which you can use to light up in different areas. So again, it gives you a little bit of examples down here. The main section also has a USB power port, so if you want to connect like power security cameras, again, not included with this kit, but you can go ahead and do that and feed the power through there. I thought this was a really cool option. Again, I'm looking at it for the entire the purpose that they're putting this out, which is for garages. But as you guys can see, it says, perfect for garages, attic, basements, and more. Again, because it's screwing into a standard light socket, you're not limited to just a garage. If you have, an area of your house that you wanted to have more lighting or something like that, you can go ahead and use this for that. On the side, it just gives you a little bit of information as far as installing it. So obviously you install the main one, and then you have the 4 pods that will spread out from the center. Each of them does have a cable management portion, so you can actually make the cables as taut as you want them, so you're not going to have like dangling cables and whatnot. And obviously it does require that you install the plate that the pods are going to go ahead and attach to. Let's see on the other side. Yeah, it's pretty much the same information as far as how to attach the pods and then the cable management and whatnot. So let's go ahead and open up the box and check out how everything comes in here. As I mentioned earlier, it is cast aluminum, which is really nice. Again, it's not going to be plastic pieces or anything like that. So you have some information in here. These are your instructions. We'll set that off to the side. And then we have a couple more things down here. Okay, so you got a sticker there. I'll show you guys in a second. I'm trying to reach around the camera to show you guys. All right, and that's it. The box is empty. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. You do get a couple of stickers as well, so pretty cool. These are Stryker stickers. And then you have this notice, new improved self-drilling drywall anchors included. Okay, so I guess this is no pre-drilling required, which is nice. Okay, I thought it would open up, but it doesn't. So just a couple of the steps on how to do that. And then you have the actual pieces right here. So here is your drywall, the new drywall screws there. And then, let's see, I'm trying to get around. Oh, another sticker here, so it's pretty cool. All right, so we have a couple of zip ties here. Let me grab a knife so I can open that up and free it out. Okay, that's one. There's another one on this side here. Okay, that's two. Zip tie that out. All right, and then here is the main section. Again, you do have the motion sensor sensitivity right here, so you can set that off, low, and then it goes all the way up to max right there. That's really cool. You have your 360 degrees of LED right there, and then you just have your standard kind of light bulb connection there that will connect to a light socket. Very easy. It's pretty light, even though it's because it's cast aluminum, but just the way that it's designed, it makes it pretty lightweight, which is nice. We'll set that off to the side, and then you have your 4 pods here. And let's go ahead and take one of these out so we can take a look at it. Pretty secure fit. Oh, there's another zip tie underneath that. Let's see if we can do one of these instead. I don't have to worry about cutting the zip tie for now. I will get it out eventually. The cool thing is that obviously you don't have to use all 4 of them if you don't want to. They're individual, so you have the plate right here, and then you have your cord right here, and then obviously it does ratchet to do the cable management. So basically this is just a smaller version of the big one right there, but you connect them individually. At the bottom right here, it does have the 4 connections and then the USB port right there that I told you guys about earlier. So that's really cool. Again, you can just line this up. Not exactly sure what the length of the cord here is. Maybe it'll say it in instructions and I'll go ahead and mention it afterwards. But what I'm going to do now is I'll go ahead and go down to the garage, show you guys my setup now, and then set this up, and so we can see a kind of before and after shot of the lighting situation inside there. All right, so we're inside of my garage now. Sorry about the echo. Obviously, it's not set up for filming, but I just wanted to give you a kind of like a before and then an after. Obviously, the lights are out. I'm filming during the day, so that's the light you see is coming from the window at the end there. So I'll go ahead and turn the lights on. These are just the 2 standard light bulbs. Obviously, I picked some very bright LED light bulbs because there's just 2 light bulbs. So you have one right at the end over there. Sorry about the blurriness, but one over there, which is where the smaller garage door opener is, and then one right up here, which is where the larger garage door opener. Again, it's a 3-car garage, so I have a 2-car garage door and then a 1-car garage door. And then, I don't know if you see it hanging right there in the middle is the other light bar that I kind of installed, and I'll go ahead and turn that on so you guys can see what that looks like. So again, it's just a light bar that'll give me some more light right at the bottom here, which is kind of like when I'm doing other things. I have my workbench over there and whatnot. But obviously, in this area closer to us, closer to the the foreground of the shot here, is a lot darker because that light bar is over there. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be this light bulb here is the one that I'm going to be using with the MPI technology, so I can light up some more of this area here and maybe more of the area over here. Now, obviously, when the door is open, those lights that I'm going to be putting in this section over here toward top right, you're not going to have that light. But if I'm doing something where the door is closed, then it's going to give me some more light. So I'm going to be able to, from this bulb right here, go out in 4 different sections if I want to use all 4 of them. And that's probably going to be my intention today. All right, so following the instructions, obviously the first thing it asks you to do is make sure the light switch is off. I'm hoping you guys can see me. And then basically just take out the old bulb, which is what I'll be doing now. And then installing the main unit. So again, because it's just a regular light bulb thread there, or screw, you just have to screw it in like you would a regular light bulb, and there it goes. And then you can go ahead and start installing the different pods, kind of gauging where, the length and the location of where you are going to be putting them. All right, guys, so after installing the main portion, what you're going to want to do is grab the actual pods, as many as you're going to use. Again, you could use all 4, or you could just use, as many as you want. And then it has this rubber band here, which will, take it off, and that'll give you access to the cord here. The cord is actually 9.5 feet long, which is great because it gives you a great distance that you can place these from the center one. And then you're going to attach this or connect this to the center one. Make sure you connect it to the actual connection for the pods and not the USB one. And then once you have that set up, then you can stretch this out to whatever distance you're going to want to place it. And once you have it positioned, then you can just remove the plate from the back here. Just turn it one way, and then you'll have the 2 holes right here. Now you can go ahead and use the supplied anchors. These work great. Just go ahead and screw them into if you have the like a drywall ceiling or something like that. If not, you can just use the actual screws if you're going to be putting it onto a stud or a joist or something like that. And then once that's done, you can go ahead and connect the pad back on it, and it should. There it is. It just locks back into place. And then obviously you're going to have the cordage kind of hanging down, the power cord here. So what you do now is you go ahead and rotate it counterclockwise. And by doing that, it'll actually take up the slack, so you won't have the cord kind of hanging down. So what I'll do now is I'll go ahead and position one up on the ceiling and then show you guys what that looks like. All right, so as you can see, I've already placed one of the pods over this garage door here. So there's the cable. I know it's a white cable against the white ceiling, but there it is, it's taut. So I decided to place another one over here on top of the entrance door from the house into the garage. And again, the cable is hanging down, so obviously that's not what you want. So I'll go ahead and show you guys how that ratchets and it makes the cable taut. All right, guys, so once you're ready to go ahead and tighten it, what I would recommend is holding on to the base and then just turn this counterclockwise. And the cable starts to wrap around the base portion of the pod here. And I don't know if you guys can make it out, but it's getting taut and taut and taut. So you keep on turning this until you reach the desired way that you want it to look. Obviously, you don't want it to be too tight, but you don't want it to hang down any. So this is perfect. It's got a little bit of slack, so it's not always under tension, but it's not hanging down where it might get caught up on something or anything like that. So that's great. So I'm gonna go ahead and install the other 2 pods, and then I'll show you guys what that looks like, and then I'll show you the after shot of the whole garage lit up with the MPI light system. All right, so I went ahead and installed all 4 of the pods. As you guys can see, there is the base. There's one over here over this double door. There's one up here over the entrance from the house into the garage. There's one over here in this corner. I always felt it to be rather dark. My safe is there, tool chest is there, so I decided to put one there. And then there's one over here in between the 2 doors As an area there, we have some exercise equipment, some bikes and stuff like that, so I wanted to go ahead and place one there as well. So here is the light bar that I said that I had already installed. That's what I'm using for light, and then in the middle portion over there, right there, that's the other light bulb for the garage. So if you guys remember at the beginning of the video, I showed you the before with just the 2 garage lights and then the light bar as well, how much light was in here. So obviously now when I turn on the switch, it will activate the MPI here with the pods, but it's also going to activate the light bulb at the end over there. So let me go ahead and do that. What I'll do is I'll actually turn off the light bar first. So there it is now, no light whatsoever, and now I'll turn on all the lights. So as you guys can see, a lot brighter in here. Yes, the light bulb did turn on first. Obviously this has to activate the 4 pods and all that, but it was, you know, less than a second before it turned on, which is really nice. So camera's having a little bit of trouble focusing. Let's go. All right, there it goes. So there it is, light over that section over there, the light over here in the middle, and obviously this light right here over this area, which I have some of my camping equipment and whatnot, and then the light over here over the door. All of the wires or the connections are taut, obviously not very tight because you don't want it to be always under tension, but taut enough to where, especially this one here over the door, and this one as well over the door. When I open up the garage door, I don't want to have those wires hanging down or anything like that. Same thing with these over here. And then obviously the one on top of the door right here. So that's really cool. You can actually set them up wherever you want. You know, they are set up in equidistant on top of the portion there, the main section. But you can, you know, if you need all 3 of the lights over here, you can go ahead and run them that way, or you can, you know, kind of do them in an X pattern like I did here. It just so happened to lay out that way. So I think it makes a big difference. And obviously, if you wanted to, you can also set up the motion sensor. I'm probably not going to do that. I don't think I need it here in the garage, but if you do want to do that, it does have that dial in the center of the base there that you can set the sensitivity, so you can go ahead and play with that. And then it also has the optional USB port, so if you want to connect like a camera, you know, a security camera or something like that to put in here in the garage or wherever you're going to be using the MPI system, you can go ahead and do that. All right, lastly, I want to go ahead and show you the difference between the temperature of the lights on the MPI system here. Obviously, as I showed you in the beginning of the video, it is towards the cooler spectrum of lighting, which is the one that I prefer. And I'll go ahead and show you guys. I'll turn on that light bar so you can see the difference. So as you guys can see, that's almost more of a yellowish tint on that light versus the kind of cool white, wider tint on the MPI here, which I do prefer. I think especially in a garage with the white walls, it lets the light bounce around and you get a lot more lighting. So obviously, as you guys can see, that area in the back there, it's still a little bit dark. Same thing with this area. So in my case, it would probably benefit to do the same thing, maybe set up another MPI system over here and then stretch out those pods. So that might be something that I'm going to be looking at because, again, with the just the base right there, I have the ability to have a lot of light right in the center there over the workout equipment, and then I can go ahead and spread out the pods and give me even more lighting all around, and I just have to worry about connecting one piece here, and then obviously just attaching the bases and ratcheting down the cordage from all the other ones. So I think this is a great option for anybody that's looking for a good and easy lighting option. Obviously for a garage, but an attic, anywhere where you're going to need multiple areas of the space to be lit. I want to thank Stryker for sending this out so I can check it out. I'm going to be leaving a link below to the site if you guys are interested in checking out this one, the MPI system, or any of the other lighting options that Stryker offers. Definitely go ahead and use that link and check out what they have to offer. So there it is. That's a look at the MPI lighting system from Stryker. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.